Rain poured heavily over the city that night, washing the neon lights into blurred streaks of red and gold. Inside one of the most luxurious restaurants in town, crystal chandeliers shimmered above marble floors polished so perfectly that they reflected the wealthy guests like mirrors. Expensive laughter echoed through the air, mixed with the sound of clinking glasses and soft violin music. And in the middle of it all, was her. Ariana. No last name anyone cared to remember. She moved quietly between tables, balancing trays heavier than her own exhaustion. Her black uniform was neat but faded, her shoes worn thin from double shifts. The guests barely looked at her. To them, she was invisible, just another poor waitress trying to survive. Table 12 needs sparkling water. Table 5 says their steak is cold. Move faster, Ariana. Her manager's voice cut through her thoughts like a blade. She nodded silently. No arguments. She needed this job. Her father's hospital bills were overdue. Rent was 2 weeks late. And her younger brother's school fees, she didn't even want to think about that. But that night, something felt different. Outside, black luxury cars suddenly lined up in front of the restaurant. The violinist stopped mid-note. Whispers spread instantly. He's here. No way, tonight? The Rossi family? The air changed. Even the manager straightened his tie nervously. The doors opened. And he walked in. Tall. Imposing. Dressed in a perfectly tailored charcoal suit. His presence alone silenced the room. Lorenzo Rossi. The most feared mafia boss in the city. They said politicians answered his calls. They said judges owed him favors. They said if you crossed him, you disappeared. But tonight, he wasn't alone. Beside him walked an elegant older woman in a soft ivory coat, her silver hair perfectly styled, her posture regal despite her age. His mother. Maria Rossi. The only person in the world Lorenzo was known to love openly. The staff scrambled into position. The manager personally escorted them to the VIP private dining section. Ariana swallowed nervously. She had heard the stories. Everyone had. Take care of the VIP room, the manager ordered her. And don't mess this up. Her heart pounded. Inside the private room, the atmosphere was softer. Maria smiled warmly at her son. You work too much, she said gently. Lorenzo smirked. Someone has to run the world, Mama. Ariana approached carefully, placing menus on the table with steady hands. Maria looked up at her. And unlike everyone else in this restaurant, she saw her. Child, Maria said softly. You look exhausted. Ariana blinked in surprise. I'm fine, ma'am. Lorenzo barely glanced at her. But Maria kept looking. That was the moment everything changed. Suddenly, from across the restaurant, chaos erupted. A loud crash. Screaming. Someone had slipped on the wet marble floor near the entrance. It was Maria. In the confusion of greeting guests earlier, she had stepped slightly outside to take a phone call. The rainwater had made the floor dangerously slick. She had fallen hard. Her head hit the edge of a marble step. Blood. Panic exploded in the room. Security rushed forward. Call an ambulance. Move back. But Ariana didn't hesitate. She dropped her tray and ran. Years ago, when her father collapsed at home, Ariana had taken a basic first aid course at a community center. She remembered the instructor's voice, stay calm. Check breathing. Stop bleeding. She knelt beside Maria, ignoring the terrified stares. Sir, she said firmly to Lorenzo, who looked frozen for the first time in his life, I need space. No one spoke to Lorenzo Rossi like that. But she did. And something in her voice made him step back. She pressed her apron against Maria's head, wound to slow the bleeding. She checked her pulse. "It's steady," Ariana whispered. "She's conscious." "Ma'am? Can you hear me?" Maria's eyes fluttered open. Her hand gripped Ariana's wrist weakly. "Yes, child. You're going to be okay," Ariana assured her. Sirens wailed outside. But Ariana stayed with her the entire time. Even when Lorenzo's men tried to take over, she refused to move until paramedics arrived and properly secured Maria onto a stretcher. As they wheeled her out, Maria's hand never left Ariana's. And then, in front of everyone, Maria said something that froze the entire restaurant. "She's the one." Lorenzo leaned closer. "Mama, don't speak." Maria shook her head weakly but stubbornly. "This girl, she has a pure heart." Then she looked directly at her son. "Marry her." The room fell silent. The manager nearly fainted. The guests whispered wildly. And Ariana's world stopped spinning. Lorenzo stared at his mother as if she had lost her mind. But Maria squeezed Ariana's hand one last time. "She will be my daughter-in-law." The ambulance doors slammed shut. And just like that, the life of a poor, invisible waitress collided with the most dangerous family in the city. Ariana stood there shaking, apron stained with blood, rain still falling outside. Lorenzo turned toward her slowly. His expression unreadable. "You," he said quietly. Her heart pounded in her ears. "Get in the car."